and gentlemen, in light of the recent Supreme Court 9-0 ruling requiring that Donald Trump and his illegal administration facilitate the return of Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia, the judge has rightfully, legally, lawfully, and constitutionally again asked for the Supreme Court to return Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia to the U.S. What all does the reporting say in detail? Well, let's just find that out in today's reporting by NPR.
The federal judge who ordered the return of a Maryland man who was mistakenly deported by the federal government is pushing the Trump administration to move faster to bring him back to the U.S. That judge held a status conference today, less than 24 hours after the Supreme Court mostly upheld her original order and directed the Trump administration to facilitate the man's return. But at a hearing today, a lawyer for the Justice Department said that the government needs more time to comply with that order. NPR's Joel Rose was at the courthouse today and joins us now. Hi, Joel.
Hey, Elsa.
Okay, so set the stage for us. What was it like in that courtroom today?
It was tense. I mean, this was the same court where just a week ago, the judge, Paula Xinis, ordered the Trump administration to bring Kilmar Armando Garcia back to the U.S. Mm-hmm. He had been living in Maryland for over a decade and had a form of protected status that should have prevented his deportation to El Salvador. Despite that, ICE officers arrested Abrego Garcia last month and deported him to El Salvador, along with hundreds of other men that the Trump administration also accuses of being gang members. Abrego Garcia denies that. The government says that he was deported to El Salvador because of an administrative error, but argued there is nothing the administration can do now because Abrego Garcia was already out of the U.S. and in a Salvadoran prison. Judge Xinis did not accept that argument, and last night the Supreme Court denied an emergency appeal from the Trump administration and sent the case back to the judge.
Right, and what did Judge Xinis do today exactly?
She asked the Justice Department's lawyers to answer some basic questions about Abrego Garcia, including simply where he is. And the Justice Department's lawyer said he did not have that information for her.
Wow.
Xinis asked if anything, the administration had done so far to try to bring him back. Again, the lawyer said he did not have that answer either. The lawyer, Drew Ensign, said that the Trump administration does intend to comply with the Supreme Court's order, but he said the judge was demanding answers on a timetable that was simply not practical. The Justice Department had said the same in briefs before the status conference. Judge Xinis was clearly frustrated today. She says the Trump administration has had plenty of time to fix this mistake. It's been more than a week since they publicly admitted the error. Xinis today ordered the Trump administration to provide daily status reports on Abrego Garcia's whereabouts and on the administration's efforts to facilitate his return.
What was the reaction from Abrego Garcia's lawyers to all of this?
They are clearly frustrated too. Simon Sandoval-Moshenberg is one of Abrego Garcia's lawyers, and he talked to reporters after the hearing, and he complained about the lack of information so far.
That was the most shocking thing of all, that the attorney for the government wasn't even prepared to answer the question, where is Kilmar Abrego today? I was very dismayed and disheartened by the fact that they wouldn't answer such a straightforward question.
Sandoval-Moshenberg says he's hopeful the Trump administration will start being more forthcoming, but if they are not, he says he is prepared to suggest some possible remedies to the court.
Well, we mentioned that the Supreme Court mostly upheld the judge's order here. What was the exception that the Supreme Court made?
Yeah, the Supreme Court raised a question about the wording of Xinis' original order when she said that the administration should, quote, effectuate the return of Abrego Garcia. DOJ objected to that word. They argued that the court overstepped its authority when it comes to foreign policy. The Supreme Court asked Xinis to clarify. She released a new revised order last night that directed the administration to take all available steps to facilitate the return.
Right.
Xinis says that should put it to rest, but the Trump administration does not agree. So still a lot of questions about where this is going.
That is NPR's Joel Rose. Thank you, Joel.
You're welcome.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it should be interesting since the Supreme Court now had to, unfortunately, step in. They shouldn't have had to step in, but they had to. We shall see now if Donald Trump and his administration comply with Judge Xinis' order. That is going to do it for today's Legal Breaking Reporting Analysis video update. If you did enjoy this Legal Breaking Analysis reporting video update, please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. If you want to make sure that you never miss a brand new Legal Breaking Reporting and Legal Breaking Analysis video update, please hit the bell icon that is right next to the subscribe button down below on the right hand side and clicking the all notifications option. You can also do so by you guys can also stay up to date by following me on my social medias that I will have linked down below in the video description below. Thirdly, ladies and gentlemen, please help me reach and achieve the goal of 150 plus subscribers. The reason why I'm saying 150 plus subscribers is because right after we reach the goal of 150 subscribers, we have more subscribers to reach and achieve. Right after we reach and achieve the goal of 150 subscribers. For now, ladies and gentlemen, until my next Legal Breaking Reporting and Analysis reporting video, please stay positive, stay safe, and know that justice will prevail on the correct side of the law despite Donald Trump and his illegal administration's unconstitutional, illegal, unlawful executive orders and actions.